Behind the scenes of the new I Know What You Did Last Summer, director Jennifer Kaytin Robinson sets the record straight on Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt's reunion. When I Know What You Did Last Summer first premiered in 1997, it became an instant cult classic, seared into the memory of horror fans for its mix of sleek slasher thrills and a now iconic cast of late 90s heartthrobs. Over 2 decades later, the franchise has returned to the screen with a fresh sequel, once again haunting the misty docks of Southport, North Carolina. But as fans rushed to theaters to see Freddie Prinze Jr. and Jennifer Love Hewitt reprise their roles as Ray Bronson and Julie James, rumors swirled online that the two legacy stars had never actually shared the set. It all began innocently enough. On social media platform X, formerly Twitter, a fan questioned what seemed like suspicious editing, suggesting the scenes between Prinze and Hewitt were spliced together from separate shoots. The conversation snowballed, fueled by modern skepticism and fans trained to spot digital trickery in an era of deepfakes and pandemic-era filming schedules. Then came the director's voice of calm. They absolutely shot their scenes together. "Hope this helps Redheart," wrote Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, the 37-year-old writer-director helming the franchise's return. Her straightforward message, almost casual in tone, came like a lighthouse beam slicing through foggy rumor. The user who posted the original speculation was quick to backtrack, replying, "I'm embarrassed. Thank you for educating us on everything because most directors would never." Robinson, showing grace and humor, responded, "No apology necessary, light skin tone emoji modifier. I totally get why people might think that cause of some of the coverage, but they are absolutely acting off each other. It was electric." It's a fitting word, electric. Because for fans of I Know What You Did Last Summer, seeing Ray and Julie back together isn't just about nostalgia. It's about revisiting a complicated bond forged in trauma and survival. And for Prinze and Hewitt, stepping back into those roles meant reconnecting not only with each other, but with the darker, haunted corners of their fictional past. A reunion decades in the making. Freddie Prinze Jr., now 49, and Jennifer Love Hewitt, 46, were barely out of their teens when they filmed the original movie, which catapulted them to fame alongside co-stars Ryan Phillip and Sarah Michelle Gellar. Their characters, Ray and Julie, were part of a group of friends bound together by a deadly secret, accidentally hitting a man with their car and dumping his body in the water, only to find themselves stalked by a hook-wielding fisherman seeking revenge. The first film captured that quintessential late 90s mix of glossy teen drama and relentless horror, while the 1998 sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer, doubled down on the suspense. After that, the franchise lay dormant, leaving fans to wonder what became of Ray and Julie. So when the new sequel was announced, excitement surged, tempered by curiosity about whether the two stars, now older and with families of their own, could recapture that original spark. In interviews leading up to the film's release, both Prinze and Hewitt acknowledged the long years apart. Hewitt shared in a recent Vulture profile that she and Gellar, Prinze's wife and fellow I Know What You Did alum, hadn't seen each other since the first movie premiered. Prinze, meanwhile, told Variety that he and Hewitt run in different circles. "I hadn't seen her since we wrapped the second movie in '98, but we care a lot about these characters and it was all still there," Prinze reflected. "After we finished that first scene we had a chance to say, 'Oh, you have kids. And you have kids.'" That brief conversation off-camera, he implied, was enough to bridge a 26-year gap. New blood in Southport. The latest chapter in the franchise doesn't just rely on its returning stars. It brings in a fresh cast of teenage characters, played by Madeline Klein, Outer Banks, Chase Sway Wonders, Bodies Bodies Bodies, Jonah Hauer-King, The Little Mermaid, and Tyreek Withers. These newcomers find themselves entangled in the fisherman's bloody vendetta decades after Ray and Julie's first terrifying encounter. Facing an evil that refuses to die, they track down the original survivors, seeking answers only those who lived through the horror can provide. For director Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, best known for the darkly comic Do Revenge, balancing these two generations was part of the creative challenge, and the fun. "You have to honor what came before, but you can't just play the same notes," Robinson explained in an interview. "The fisherman legend is bigger than one generation, and horror is often about history repeating itself when lessons go unlearned. Shooting together, not apart." In the age of green screens and careful editing, fans have become adept at spotting the seams. It's why the rumor that Hewitt and Prinze didn't share the set gained traction so quickly. Yet, Robinson's insistence that the pair filmed together wasn't just reassurance. It spoke to the emotional authenticity at the movie's core. Seeing Ray and Julie trade worried glances, argue about old regrets, and confront a familiar terror would have been hollow if filmed in isolation. And according to Robinson, the chemistry was as genuine as it had been decades earlier. They were absolutely acting off each other. It was electric, she wrote, words that do more than refute a rumor. They hint at the enduring magic between two actors who once helped define a genre. Revisiting a legacy. What does it mean to return to a role after more than 2 decades? For Hewitt and Prinze, both now parents, it meant revisiting characters who never truly left them. They survived something no one else could understand, Hewitt said in a recent interview. Even all these years later, Ray and Julie carry that trauma. It affects how they see the world, how they trust people, even how they sleep at night. Prinze agreed, noting that Ray, who was always a reluctant hero, still feels the weight of what happened. Ray's guilt didn't go away just because time passed. He still wakes up sometimes expecting to see that hook. In the new film, those layers of survivors' guilt and fear add depth to the story. Rather than trying to pretend decades didn't happen, the script leans into the reality of time past, and the scars left behind. A director's perspective. For Jennifer Kaytin Robinson, defending her stars on social media wasn't just about quelling rumors. It was about protecting the film's integrity. Fans are passionate, and that's why they notice every cut, she shared. But sometimes editing choices are about pacing, tension, or point of view, not about hiding something. Robinson also credited Hewitt and Prinze for stepping back into their roles so fearlessly. They didn't just